We're back, because we're back, and we're back, and we're back. All right, let me go on and invite some people to this party. Get everything set up. Getting ready for another episode of Garage School. Let's scoot this way. Make sure Garage School is up and above my head. All right, let's tag some friends and some groups, get people in here. Ladies, Girly Shop, Real Talk, HU United, Queendom Bison, Helping Bison, HSHP, Coping with Divorce. Hey guys, thanks for popping in on me. I'm doing a couple of invites so people can come in and see what's going on. Do me a favor, tag your friends, let people know that we're here. You know, all of this communication while we are stuck in coronavirus jail makes a big difference. So thank you for everybody that tunes in, that's watching. I see there's a lot of people that are return viewers. I want to thank you guys for coming in. We've got about another 2 minutes before we actually start the show. But we just wanted to make sure that we had some people in here while we get our day started. So thank you to everyone that has decided to join in with me with my Garage School madness. You make me so happy. Looks like we have a much better connection yesterday. So for that, I am ever so grateful. Hi, everybody. Hey, Sam and Victor. Hey, Herman. Oh my God, Herman's mom was my teacher and we have been great friends since we were very, very young. I see some new names. I see Pushpa, who is a new name for me. Hi, Pushpa. Glad to see that you're watching. And I see one of my lovely mommies. How you doing, Miss Nikki Turner? Good to see you. We have our group rolling on in today. I see you guys are getting ready for Garage School. All right, you guys are making me so happy. Let me check my time. We've got 1 minute before we actually have to start class. Hey, Deidre, I see you in. I see you, Jamie. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. And I also see, I see Mark. Hey, Mark, I see you watching. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you all a little bit of information, okay? Looks like yesterday we had a pretty blurry connection, so I don't know if you got to see. One of the other exciting things that happens in my life is that I have the fortunate, ability to model for Duluth Trading Company. It's a wonderful company because they make real clothes for real women that do real work. Today I got on a pair of my Noga pants by Duluth. I love them because, and this is not a paid advertisement by any means, it's just pants that I love because they've got lots of pockets for me to keep stuff in. They've got like little pockets on the inside. Where'd it go? It's a pocket somewhere up in here. There it is, right there, for me to be able to like put my ID and stuff in. So they're like really great pants and they work for me for the active lifestyle that I live in. So right here behind me, I have the Duluth catalog. That is the spring 2020 catalog. And I'm not at the front cover, and that's okay, I will be soon. But at the back cover, you see me. La, 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 la. There I am. I had the awesome privilege to go to Mount Horeb, Wisconsin to do a photo shoot for Duluth. So I'm really happy that I was able to get that done. All right. So pushing on into our lesson for today. How many of you guys joined me yesterday? Show me some hands. Show me some hands. Who joined in yesterday? Okay, for those of you that joined in yesterday, you know that we went over some drill basics. So yesterday's drill basics, we talked about punching holes, we talked about reverse, we talked about pre-drilling your holes, we also talked about taping off your projects, and we talked about the speed on your drills. Those are the quickies from yesterday's content. Today we have 5 more topics to cover. All right, topic number 1, we're going to talk about stepping up your sizes. What does that have to do with a drill? Stepping up your size? What is it? Why? Why would you do that, you might ask? The reason you want to step up your size is because woods are not created equal. Depending on the species of wood and depending on the age of the wood from which it was grown, also the length of time that a piece of lumber has been cut down and dried, the wood loses moisture, or in a lot of cases, the moisture is taken out in what's called a kiln dried process. Not killed, kilned dried process. So with the kiln dried process, that extracts the moisture content from the wood. All right. As I told you before, you have more than one type of wood. You have deciduous woods, which are your woods that are coming from your hardwood trees, and you have your coniferous woods, which are woods from your soft trees. Those are another topic, something else that we'll cover at a later date. I just need you to know that it exists. The difference when you're looking at a deciduous tree versus a coniferous tree, deciduous trees have little leaves on them. Coniferous trees have pine cones. Doesn't mean necessarily that a deciduous tree is harder than a coniferous tree. It's just a way that it's termed for the wood. So today I've brought two different types of wood from two different trees. Today I have a piece of wood from an oak tree. Does anybody know what kind of tree an oak tree is? Oak tree. Y'all remember that song? By the time? Oak tree. I just brought back some 80s up in here. All right, so you have your deciduous wood. I don't know if you can hear, I'm just banging my nails up against it. Can you hear that? You can hear that, and you can also see that the fibers are very, very, very close together. This is from a deciduous tree, okay, because it has a leaf. This piece of wood right here, you hear it sounds different? This is from a pine tree. Pine trees having cones. Now look at the grain on this piece of wood. You see how it's much further apart? All right. And that's because it's from a pine tree. Now you see how this has some little indentation in it? That's more than likely because it's very, very easy to damage a piece of pine because the wood is soft. Matter of fact, to show you how easy it is to damage a piece of pine, I'm just gonna take my drill bit and I'm gonna poke it. And you're able to see the indentation. See how soft that is? You see the indentation? There's one, there's two, here's a third one I'm gonna make right here. You see how soft that wood is? So this type of wood, which is a coniferous piece of wood, this is an easy wood to drill into. Conversely, this piece of oak, which is deciduous, is a lot harder to drill into. So I'm gonna do the same process. I'm gonna attempt to make an indentation. I'm pushing really hard. Nope. It didn't do much. Still did not do much. And that's because this is deciduous. This is a very hard piece of wood. You can tell when I drop it. Hear how hard that is when I drop it? Completely different sounds. And you know what? Ooh, they smell different too. Pine smells more like your Christmas trees. Oak smells more like your sausage. You ever heard of anybody using mesquite or oak wood in order to barbecue with? Well, that's kind of the reason why. They have different smells, different textures, and different burning points. All that stuff is all within wood. But without further ado, let's go and talk about your what we call stepping up in size. All right. It's not so much of a big deal when you're using a softwood because it drills through a lot easier. But when you're working with a hardwood and you're trying to drill through or make a hole or put a screw in, because the wood is so dense, the screw sometimes does not want to go in. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pre-drill your holes, and you're going to do what the process is called step up. You see all these lovely drill bits in this case. This case happens to be by Milwaukee. Shout out to Milwaukee today. All right. So you're seeing that you have all the different gradations of sizes for your drill bits. Say I want to get all the way up to this drill bit right here, which is a 1/2 inch size drill bit, which I want to drill a hole that big. So I'm going to do a little test for you all. to show you what it would look like to drill a hole using this 1/2-inch drill bit. Okay? Remember, safety first. All right, so I put my safety goggles down, and if I want to drill with this 1/2-inch drill bit, put it down. Did you all hear my driver stall? Did you hear it? Even though this is not a driver, this is an impact drill. Did you hear the impact drill stall? It went because I had to keep applying more and more pressure to the trigger so that it would give more and more power. It stalls because this is a harder wood. If I were to do the same process using this piece of wood, which is a piece of pine, it's not going to stall as much. Here we go. See how fast I went through that? It's because the fibers are actually further apart on this particular softwood than it is on this particular hardwood. Now, while oak is a very hard wood and an amazing wood to use to make furniture pieces, there are woods that are harder than this. So maples, oaks, birches, those are going to be particularly harder woods. And if you're going to do a project, especially when you're making a fine piece of furniture and you do not want to damage your wood and leave like breaks in your wood, okay, then you're going to do a process called stepping up. In the step up process, you're going to start with a smaller drill bit. So in this case, I'm going to pop my drill bits down, and I'm going to choose a 5/64 of an inch drill bit. See me pull it out? Right here. Ta-da. See how small that is? Relative to how large this is? Okay. The next one that I'm going to pull out, because I do want to do what's called stepping up, I'm going to pop up to one that's a little bit tall, a little bit wider. I'm going to go to the 3/16 of an inch. Okay. See that? So now I've got 3 different size drill bits that I'm going to use to step up to in order to make my holes. All right? So here we go. Without further ado, we're going to start with the smallest one. Drilling a quick little hole. Did y'all see that smoke? That lets you know how dense this wood is, because this particular drill bit got pretty hot just that quick. Let me touch it. Yes, that's really hot. So when I take this out, I'm going to be careful, and I'm not even going to touch it taking it out. I just popped it on out of there. So that one was the first one. So it got really, really hot drilling into that wood because that wood is very, very dense. It's very fibrous. The next thing, we're going to go to the medium-sized bit that I chose. We're going to put it in the same hole. Are you all able to see this? I hope that you are. Give me some hand waves and some nods and let me know that you can see what I'm doing. Ready? Here we go. All right. Step number 2. You see how I'm stepping up with it? Excellent. This one is warm, but not quite as hot as before. Thank you for those hand waves. All right. And then to finish it off, we're going to use the larger of the 3 bits that we chose. Yes, I'm saying we because you chose it right along with me. All right, using the 3rd one, stepping up, placing it down in the hole. Did you hear the grrr? Did y'all hear that? Grrr. Did y'all hear it? That was the impact driver taking effect, and it was adding that hammer process in order to make sure that it goes into the wood and make sure it gives you strength with your drilling so that you're not giving it so much muscle here. Yeah, we got that muscle, but you're giving it muscle with the tool itself. I love my impact drivers because they do that. Now, if you'll note, when I did that, look at how much tearing did happen. See that? Oh yeah, y'all remember we talked about a process yesterday to keep that from happening? Let's see what happens when we do it with the process. Remember yesterday we talked about taping off so that the fibers of the wood do not tear. I'm going to tape it off, and we'll see if we get a better result when we step up with the tape off. So once again, starting with small, in and out, nice and simple. Ready for the next one? Going to medium, All right, and going on to the next one, which is the large. Here we go. All right, and let's see how much tear out we have. This is a really hard, dense piece of wood. We had a little, but not as much, okay? So you want to be very careful when you're working with your wood in order to not have your wood be shredded because of the drill bit that you chose, okay? Got it? Hey, I'm seeing lots of hays and highs, and I see people coming from my old neighbors to my classmates to my extra mommies. Hi, everybody. It makes me so happy that you all are here with me today, and thank you for coming. So because you all come, let me go on and do this now. Remember that I have these videos uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and you can let's do it this way because y'all are going to get me for being backwards. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share the videos with your friends. This is valuable information because you know what? Our construction industry needs people that know how to do the work. And on Facebook, find me on Facebook under Tammy Gam, Girly Shop Teacher. On Twitter, Girly Shop Teacher, TCHR. It does not have the vowels in the word teacher. I'm on TikTok. I put up a new funny little video yesterday of me and my son. He was chopping down some branches yesterday. So go take a look at that on TikTok. And then you can find me on Instagram, IG under Girly Shop Teacher. On both of these, okay? So that's how you find me on different platforms. Don't forget to watch me on Disney Plus. If you see me on Disney Plus, on Shop Class, throw me some hands up. Shop Class episode 3, that's right, that's me. I'm so glad that I had that opportunity to be able to be a part of a first round show for a brand new streaming network. They chose me. You know how special that makes me feel? I'm like, so humbled because of that. Okay, talking about wood some more. Let's go talk about wood some more. All right. A common error that I have seen my students make when they're using drill bits is that they'll have a very small drill bit and they will use what we call a lot of force. As opposed to allowing the drill to do the work, they think that they have to push down really hard in order to make the hole inside of whatever tool or material that they're using. I personally don't feel like breaking no drill bits today because in this coronavirus jail, I don't know which drill bit I'm gonna need, so I am not going to break any drill bits today. But I do need you to know that with the smaller bits, they actually heat up faster than the larger ones. And depending on the amount of force that you exert on the bit, it can cause the bit to crack, all right? So there's a difference between the amount of force that you use when you're working with wood versus when you're working with metal. Metal drilling is a whole nother lesson, but just know that the amount of force that is applied is very different for wood versus metal. All right, you want to allow your drill to do the work. So you want to place it on there firmly, give it a little bit of extra, pressure, all right? And then you begin to drill. You see how that begins to work nice and easily. I did not give a lot of force. I did not throw my whole muscle or my whole back into it because it's not necessarily when you're working with wood. Let the tools do their work, okay? Got that? Let the tools do what? Tell me what the tools are gonna do. Let the tools do their work. Thank you, Mommy Nana Pat, for telling me I'm special. That makes me happy today. Thank you all for joining me because this is one of the things I look forward to most every day is coming out here and garage schooling with you because garage school is cool. All right, next thing I want to talk to you about is depth. From time to time, you may have a project that requires that you only go through a portion of your wood. How do you do that? You only want to put a screw in so far because you maybe want to catch something on it, or you want to put a tab in something, or you want to put a dowel in something. You just don't want to go all the way through your piece of wood. So there's a couple little easy ways, little easy techniques to figure out how to do that. Number one, let's do this. let's use this piece of wood right here, okay? And this right here, once again, you know what this is? Anybody know? Does anybody know what this is? Does anybody know what this is called? No, I'm not a singer, that's why I don't have a recording contract. Okay, this is plywood. So say for instance, you don't want to go all the way through your piece of plywood. You can hold your drill bit up next to the plywood and say you want to just drill in halfway. Pull your drill bit back, hold your thumb to it to kind of mark where you are. And then you take a dandy piece of tape. I like painter's tape personally. And mainly because it pulls off very easily. It holds it well, but it pulls off easily. So you're gonna take your painter's tape, tape it around your drill bit, okay? And I do not tend to close off the painter's tape because it's easier for me to pull it off later, just like this. So now if you can see, I'm not gonna go through the full depth of wood because the painter's tape lets me know where to stop. All right, so I will drill a little hole using the painter's tape and you're gonna watch it flap around. Are you ready? Get set, go. There. See, I did not go through the wood with the hole. This was yesterday's hole. This is today's hole. I did not go all the way through. So you can accurately determine what depth you want by putting tape on your bit. Now, does anybody remember what this little stuff is called that's caught on the drill bit? I told you yesterday. Anybody remember? It starts with an S. I'm gonna pull it off of my drill bit because that will also slow your drill bit down if you have a drill bit and it has too much on there. That is called swarf. S-W-A-R-F, swarf. You want to make sure that your blades, your channels are free of swarf because the swarf will cause the knives, the knife portion, the sharp portion on your drill bits not to work. So you always want to make sure your swarf is cleaned off. Okay, got it? All right. Next thing I want to talk about is choosing the right drill bit. That is such a big topic, but I'm going to give you the glossiest of glossy overviews because when you're drilling, there's so many different types of materials that you can drill into. You can drill into metal, wood, plastic, concrete, bricks, cement. There's so many different metals. There's so many different textures of concrete that you can drill into, and there's so many different types of drill bits that are used. So you want to choose the right bit for the right job. For this particular instance, these particular bits are titanium bits. Now they drill into a lot of things, but not everything. Not everything. But they're good for a lot. They're great for wood, but they're not great for everything. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull a bit out of my toolbox right here. See if I can find it really fast. There. All right, see this drill bit right here? This drill bit is for concrete. It's really heavy, it's really dense, and it has a conical shape to it. And that's because after this is drilled in, typically an anchor is put inside of the hole in order to give whatever you're screwing something to hold on to. All right, so these are different kinds of drill bits, but you want to choose the right drill bit for the right type of job. And that's, like I said, that's another long, lengthy lesson. I just want you to know that it exists. But if you're drilling into wood, okay, oops, let me not lose the drill bit because I'm trying to clear off my area. You see my blower? It's like so on COVID-19 is to blow on your work surface. But nobody's home except for me and my son, and he's not coming in my zone. I will spray and disinfect this place after I'm done. All right, so if you're choosing the right drill bit for the right type of screw, I pulled out a couple of screws, but I'm only going to use this one right now. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people will hold up the drill bit and say, oh, this is about the same size as the screw. I'm going to use this. You know why you don't want to do that? because you're going to make the hole larger than the screw, and it won't have anything to catch on to. So when you're choosing your drill bit, and there's a whole drill bit size chart, but who wants to take time and look that up when it's not necessary? Or when there's an alternate way. I won't say not necessary, when there's an alternate way. So what I've done is I've chosen the 1/8 drill bit, and if you'll look at it on the side, let me see if I can line it up. Can you see that? You can still see the screw behind the drill bit. That's because I want to remove the portion of wood where the shaft of the screw would be and just allow for the portion of the screw in order to catch the wood, okay? I want the threads to catch, and I want the center shaft to be drilled out. And that's gonna allow for my screw to go in a lot easier, a lot simpler. Actually, I pulled out a different kind of screw to do it with because I pulled out its drill bit. Yeah, there it is. All right, see? Now, can you see this screw behind here? Just barely. I don't wanna use this one. You see that? You can barely see the screw behind it. I don't want to use it because that's going to take out too much material. So I'm gonna take it down. Let's see. I'm gonna go down to 11/64 of an inch. Now you see how you can see the screw still behind it? Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the 11/64 of an inch drill bit, and then I'm going to use this particular screw in order to screw in, and you will see that it'll be able to hold tightly. All right, are you ready? Let's do this. I'm gonna take this out of here so that I can get my next drill bit ready. This has got a square head on it because that's the type of screw that I have put out, is have a square head. Whole nother lesson for you, whole nother lesson for you. All right, so here we go. I'm going to drill out a little hole. Pre-drill hole, remembering that when you have a harder wood, it's easier to crack a harder wood if you're drilling a hole in and you don't remove any of the material. You hear that? You hear that impact drill? Blah, 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 blah. It's hammering it in here. Okay? See that? I did not crack my wood and my screw went in beautifully. Now let's say I had used a drill bit that was larger, like this one, okay? This one is my 11/64 of an inch screw. Let's say I'd use this particular drill bit instead. Let me take the swarf off of my drill bit before I put it back in here. So that way I don't have to worry about cleaning that later. Let me put some of my drill bits back because I will have drill bits all over the place and I'll be like, dang, Tammy, why didn't you go in and clean up while you were at it? Okay, let's put these drill bits back inside of here. Whew. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the 11/64 of an inch, drill down, drill back out. Look at how large that hole is. See that? Now I'm gonna go on and put the screw in. It goes in far easier, but watch this. You see the wiggle in it? It's loose. So that means that the thread of the screw does not have as much surface area to grab onto to hold the screw in. This over time, especially if it's something that's gonna be moving, is going to cause your project to fail. So you wanna make sure that you have a good tight fit, not one that's loosey jiggly, okay? So this is one of those things that just comes with time and expertise and trying to figure it out here and there. All right, got that? Next thing I'm gonna talk to you about is what's called countersinking holes. Anybody ever heard of a countersink? Anybody? No. Maybe so, yes. Good, I see some people have heard about countersinking. All right, so this is something that I typically would see my students do when they were drilling a hole. They would take the screw, they would put it in, and they take the screw past the surface area of the project, and they would force it. Well, guess what? They don't line up correctly necessarily. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a drill bit that is specifically geared towards giving you a little extra room. You see how the end of this drill bit has a little conical shape to it. That conical shape does something very specific. It's called countersinking. Why would you want to countersink? Well, here's why. Let me see if I can do this with this drill bit. All right. Okay. I want to countersink this hole. You know what? Oh, the shank on here was technical difficulty. My countersink shaft popped off. Do I have the right bit to correct that? You know what? I'll just show you this part tomorrow, because right now I have to find the Allen wrench in order to tighten this up. I didn't know that it was not tight, but that's okay, because you know what? We're out of time for today. So tomorrow I will pick up with countersink. I'm so glad that you joined me. Anybody have any questions or comments? How am I going to get this out? Anybody know? Stick around and I'll show you for just a second. All right, because guess what? This is just not going to pull out easily. See that? It's not going to pull out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery off of one of my impact drills. I'm going to put it onto my driver. I'm going to take the old bit out of the driver, slide it back in here, and then I'm going to put this bit on the driver while it is on the project very carefully. Okay? And now I'm able to pull it out. See, you learned something that I wasn't expecting to teach you today, but that's okay. All right, my time is up. Day is done. Thank you for joining me in Garage School. You know what I really need you to do though, don't you, right? Where's my pen? Oh, let me get it. I threw it on the floor. Okay, remember, I want you to go to my YouTube channel, okay? I want you to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for the hearts. That means everything to me. On my Facebook page, I am Tammy Gam, Girly Shop Teacher. Twitter, Girly Shop TCHR. TikTok, you'll find me going dancey, doing silly things. And on Instagram, Girly Shop Teacher. We'll see you next time on what? Garage School. Bye, guys.